Good morning, good afternoon, and a very happy Monday, guys. How are you doing? It is great to see everybody. Hope you're having a good day so far. Hope you had a great weekend as well. It was kind of one of those blink and you miss it weekends because I was so busy just running around doing lots of little jobs, but it is great to be back. It's great to see everybody. And yes, we're going to have a camera day today. Gotta admit, I did not know what I was going to talk about today, so I thought, you know what, let's just have a positive show. Let's just talk about fun stuff. I'm not going to talk about anything pop culture related. We're just going to have a chat and hang out and just have a really nice chill stream. I think that's what we need. But before we kind of jump into the show, let me say hi to everybody. So we have got Lady Toriel. Hello, sweetheart. Good morning. We've got Jaden Hamilton. Great to see you, as always. We've got Andy Masterson. Good morning. Our favourite polar bear, Snorter Poopers. Hello. Good to see you. We've got both Brandon and Bud Martin. Hello, gentlemen. Great to see you. We've got X11 Bravo Comics. Hello, love. Great to see you. Good morning. We've got Leaky. I see you there. Great to see you. Let's see who else. Let me scroll back up. We've got Neocellular Cyclops. Hello, love. We've got the lovely Apollomies Minion. Good to see you. Good morning. Speak for the Dead. Hello, love. Good morning. Good to see you. Let's see who else we've got. We've got Low Spec Linux Laptop, Jim the Viking, and Archie Collin. Good afternoon, guys. Great to see you. Comic Relief Crusader. I'm tripping over my words. My apologies. Good to see you. MVP, I see you. Good morning. And Salty Texas. Hello, love. Good to see you. Psycho Dwarf, there you are. Take care. Drive safely. And Gun Bunny, good morning, sweetheart. Great to see you as well. And we have a new member. Max von Priestley has joined. Let me just pull that up just to say thank you. Where are you? There you are. So we have got a new member. Thank you so much. Max has just got monetization as well. He's doing incredibly well on his channel, so we are so very proud of him. Thank you. Let's see who else has joined. I see Blair to Blair. Good morning. Al Necron, great to see you as well. Good morning, guys. And we've got a super chat right off the bat from Salty Texas. Thank you. He says, your first favourite childhood action figure. Hail to you as well. It probably would come as no surprise to you guys that I wasn't quite the average little girl. So my first action figure that I can remember playing with was actually He-Man. I had all the Masters of the Universe figures. I had dolls and My Little Pony as well, but that was the first real kind of action figures that I remember playing with, and I absolutely loved them. So much so that I actually broke He-Man. The old ones used to have like a rubber band that would connect the legs, and the band snapped. So I've still got all the parts, so I need to put him back together. But I've still got Skeletor. He's still in one piece. Thank you, Salty Texas. Great question. And guys, if there's anything you want to ask this morning, go for it, because it's kind of a free-for-all today. I've got a few ideas just kind of watching you guys talk in the chat, so I will pull that up momentarily. I found a great site that I want to share with you. But first of all, what I wanted to share was something that brought me a lot of joy over the weekend. I picked up a brand new book, and you know how much I love to read. So let me just grab this and bring it over. So this is what I've been reading over the weekend. Northgard. So it is kind of it's a breakdown of kind of like the Norse mythology, but it's got fantastic artwork inside. I don't know if you can see that there. So highly recommend this book. Really pleased with it. So that's I just wanted to share that with you guys, because that's what I want to do today. I don't want to talk about the trial that's going on. I don't want to talk about anything that's very sadly happened in the news over the weekend, because I know a lot of people have very strong feelings about that. I want a positive show today. I just want to kind of hang out and talk with all of my favourite people. So let's do that. Nearsighted says a little light reading or a workout. Absolutely. That was a substantial book, but I do love hardback books. I'm a bit of a snob when it comes to books like that. Let's see what else you guys have got to say. Jaden says, that's one big book. Love artwork and paragraphs together, honestly. Absolutely. This kind of goes into detail, but not too kind of heavy about all the Norse gods and goddesses and kind of just Norse stories in general. And it's got really beautiful artwork. So what I'll probably do is take a couple of photographs and I'll share them on Twitter maybe. But a fantastic book nonetheless. Let's see what else you guys are saying. There's a couple of people that I've missed that I've noticed. I saw Roger Ryder. Good morning, honey. Great to see you as well. So jumping off by what you guys are talking about, I saw a lot of breakfast talk in the chat, and fortunately, one of the things that this site has is some great kind of random ideas for kind of topics to talk about. But one of the things that I saw was breakfast ideas. Now, you guys know that we love to talk food. That's something that makes everybody happy. Everybody loves food. So I thought we'd just go through a couple of potential breakfast ideas, because that's the one thing that I've started doing. I'm on a bit of a kind of health kick because I really need to get a little bit healthier. So I'm drinking a lot more water. I've started walking more and working out more. And one of the things that I've kind of forced myself to do that I didn't do before was have a healthy breakfast. Whereas before I probably, have coffee or have some toast or something. Now I'm trying to have, either smoothies or yogurt or fruits, just something to kind of get me going in the morning. So they recommend things like green morning smoothie, and all of these, they give the kind of recipe for what you'll need to make these. So that's pretty cool. Let's see what else they can come up with. Let's see what this one is. So this one is a yellow superfood smoothie. I do like smoothies. Let's see. Hummus toast. Never tried it, but it looks really good. Let's see. Low keto carb porridge. I love porridge. Probably not something that I would eat during the summertime, but definitely a warm bowl of porridge in the winter. You can't beat it, with a little bit of honey on top and some kind of chopped up nuts. So good. Let's have a look. So some people know my aversion to cinnamon. So I would skip this over completely, but they do look very cute. Mini cinnamon rolls and strawberry skewers. I would just have the strawberries and leave the cinnamon rolls. So that one's a pass for me. Hey, there's one for Salty Texas. Whole wheat pancakes. Oh, those look good. What about you guys? Are you more of a pancake or a waffle type people? I've got to admit, if I had the choice, I would probably go for waffles. I find pancakes quite dense, especially the ones that you guys have in the US. They're usually about this thick, whereas the ones that we have over in Europe, they're more kind of like the crepes. So a lot thinner, a lot larger. They kind of fill the entire dinner plate, but much thinner. So you can kind of roll them up or have them with fruit or whatever it is that you like. Salty says pancake born. D-Bird says I prefer pancakes to waffles. Oh, that's a good one. French toast. I haven't had French toast for a long time. That sounds really good. Leaky says I like both. Nice. Let's see, I know I've just missed a super chat as well, so let me scroll back up and grab that one. Let me say a massive thank you to Brandon, the anime guy. He says, toss a coin to your Valkyrie. My lady, today is a good day to be positive. It is, absolutely. Some good, so let's keep Monday positive today. Food, I love to cook. I do as well. I'm not particularly great at it. It's a skill that I'm very, very slowly getting better at. I'm great when it comes to savoury dishes, but my failing is things like desserts. I can do basic cakes and pies and things, but I'm really terrible at things like cookies. Um, my cookies turn out like hockey pucks, so that's something that I need to work on, absolutely. But thank you, Brandon. I really appreciate that. Let me say good morning to Martin Acosta. Great to see you. Hello, love. Nearsighted Cyclops says mango strawberry smoothie for breakfast all summer long. That sounds really good. Gotta get those vitamins, absolutely. Let's see what else you guys are saying. Jaden says, I eat pancakes more often than waffles, but I prefer waffles, but I hate always having to clean the waffle iron. It does tend to go everywhere, doesn't it? If you put too much batter in. I've got like a very small waffle iron that just makes two, because that's about all I can manage. But yeah, you get the consistency wrong, or you pour too much in, and waffle batter everywhere. Nearsighted Cyclops says, totally southern. It's grits, sausage, and eggs with biscuits when it's cold. That sounds really good. I was actually lucky enough to try grits when I was in the US, and I thought they were really nice. I was surprised. A lot of people don't seem to like them, but I was pleasantly surprised by them. And the biscuits and gravy is a great choice as well. Daniel says, I like the waffle machines in the hotels. Yes. I like the waffles when you go to the really big kind of buffets, and they're huge and you can stack them up. That's my favorite. Let me see what else we got to show. So carrot muffins. Muffins are great, I've got to admit. I'm guessing this one's more like a carrot cake. I like lemon muffins personally, or blueberry. Probably wouldn't have them for breakfast because they're too sweet for me, but that does look good. Fruit and muesli breakfast bowl. Muesli, very similar, I think, to porridge. It's that kind of staple, but it's very good for you. It kind of gives you a lot of energy and keeps you going until lunchtime. Apple slices for cinnamon. I'll just have the apple. That's the pass. See, that's more like it. There we go. Okay, that's more like a British breakfast. Fried eggs and beans. A lot of people will say baked beans don't belong on a breakfast. I disagree. I think baked beans are awesome. So they definitely belong on a full English breakfast. Again, with the cinnamon, banana bread. See, that one probably wouldn't be too bad, because I'm guessing it would taste more of banana than the cinnamon with the raisins in, but it does look pretty good. Fresh fruit bowl, that's more like it. So that's kind of more of a thing that I've been having recently. Fresh berries, banana, kiwi, melon, anything like that, to get going. Plum streusel. Not sure what that is. It looks more like a dessert than a breakfast, but I bet it tastes good. Oh, that's better. Okay, kiwi apple smoothie. We're back on the smoothies, and that does look good. Let me say hello to Coffee on Korriban. Great to see you. He says, very rarely eat breakfast or lunch for that matter. I used to be like that as well. I never really liked breakfast, even though I used to get up very early. I used to have to start work at 7 o'clock, so I'd be up about 5:30, and it was just way too early to be eating. So I would kind of skip breakfast, which is really bad for you, and then I would go back and have a really big lunch or a really big dinner, and it was completely throwing my metabolism off. Let's see what else. A speaker says English baked beans in the UK are different than what we get over here in the colonies. I've heard that. I actually like the beans that you guys have because they're a little bit more substantial. So baked beans with what we have, they're just kind of beans and like a slightly sweetish tomato sauce. I really like them, I've got to admit, but they're a hit and miss for a lot of people. Low Spec says beans on toast, beans on cheese on toast. Absolutely. I like cheese on toast. You can't beat that. Moons of Madness says I'm American and I hate baked beans. There's a lot of baked beans hate going on in the chat. That's okay. Let's see who else we've joined. I see Shield Wall of Dragons, great to see you. And Manowar665, Neighbour of the Beast, hello, love, good to see you. He says, roasted corn grits, those definitely are worth a go. Awesome. I tried them and I was expecting them to be, I don't know what I was expecting them to be, but I was pleasantly surprised by them, I've got to admit. Ren Zero, hello, good to see you. It says, Hail Purple, late YouTube notification. Oh dear, I've been getting that a lot recently. YouTube's not sending out notifications, or they're coming in, but they're turning up like 15 minutes late. But that's okay. It is great to see you as always. And let me say hello to the lovely Rough Girl TV. Hello, sweetheart. Great to see you as always. Rough Girl on Twitter, she's like a little ray of sunshine. She's always posting these really positive messages and I love it. So great to see you. Hello. Let me see. God, you guys are busy today. Daniel says leeks aren't a fruit. Yes, I know. They're a vegetable, but I like leeks. Leeks are awesome. I make a fantastic chicken and leek pie. Not to brag. Well, leeks are great. I like leek and potato soup, and that I got a recipe from my grandmother that's fantastic. I make it slightly different because the one that she makes, you could stand the spoon up in it. That's how thick it was. So I tend to kind of make it a little bit more watered down, so it's an actual soup instead of a paste. But it tastes fantastic. Thank you, Daniel, so much. What about tomatoes then? Would you class them as a fruit or a vegetable? And I know. I see you, Daniel. I know. Let's see what else we can do, because I've got a couple more of these things that I want to pull up, because this site is great. If you ever need a idea for a topics to talk about, what I'll probably do is I'll put the link in the chat, because I really love this site. It's really fun. Bacon, potato and mushroom cheese fritter. That looks good. It's got to be done in a cast iron skillet though. That looks really good. It looks almost like an omelette though. Omelettes I also love as well. Cereal. Never been a big fan of cereal, even when I was a kid. About the only cereal I liked was Rice Krispies. Other than that, nah. It was a pass for me. If I was going to have breakfast when I was a kid, it was usually yogurt or toast. I never liked the really sweet cereals. Basic omelette, can't go wrong with a basic omelette. I love to have cheese, spinach, probably chopped up either ham or chicken inside. Spring onions go great as well. Mushrooms. You can put pretty much anything inside an omelette and it will taste fantastic. Vanilla Swiss roll. Now that is not breakfast. I'm sorry. Anybody eating cake for breakfast is doing it wrong. Or doing it right, I suppose, depending on which way you look at it. But I certainly couldn't. Garlic toast, garlic first thing in the morning? I don't think so. I would pass on that one as well. And we're back. Looks like they're starting to double up on the smoothies. So let me take that one down for the time being, and I'll pull up another one in just a minute. Let's see. We've got the lovely Leia Rose. Hello, sweetheart. Good morning. She says, don't like cereal either. Yeah, just never did it for me. I was just never a big fan. And as I've gotten older, I've kind of developed like a bad reaction to milk. It kind of gives me a little bit of a tummy ache. So I don't have milk in coffee anymore. So I just kind of skip it altogether. Moons of Madness says, I'm all about garlic toast any time of the day. Let's see who else we've joined. We've got Envy Geek. Let's talk. Hello, great to see you. And let me say a huge thank you. It arrived this morning, so I will send you a message after the show to say thank you. But it looks fantastic. So grateful that that you sent it out. Thank you, really appreciate it. He says, Purple Valkyrie, who's that sexy man on your shirt? That is one of my there we go, it's ready. So it's one of the Fright Rags t-shirts that I love, but have a hard time getting because the postage and the import tax is more than the t-shirt itself. But I do love the designs that they do, and they are fantastic quality. Let's have a look, see who else we have got from Manowar665, Neighbour of the Beast. Thank you. He says, Captain Crunch, if you don't have scars on the roof of your mouth from childhood, you never really lived. I've heard of that cereal, but never tried it. Is that the one that's really, really brittle? Even when you put milk on it, it doesn't soften the way normal cereal does. Roger Ryder says Purple can't handle that spicy milk. Yes. Yes. Well, you know what they say about British people, we can't do spice, indeed. Even though where I live, this is we're very famous for spicy dishes, so things like curries. We have a very large Indian population here, and we have fantastic restaurants, and I do love a good curry, I've got to admit. X11 Bravo Comic says MVP is hungry, hide the crayons. Leia Rose, thank you, honey. She says that you're living a healthier lifestyle, Purple Valkyrie. I'm trying. It's hard. One of the things that I'm trying to do is actually drink more water. So I've been keeping this on hand and kind of carrying it around with me. Just out of habit, because that's one of the things that I really need to do is keep hydrated more. Let's see what else you guys are saying. Renzira says, come to Shoreditch in London for a good curry, Purple. I've been to London quite a few times, and yes, there are some fantastic restaurants there as well. Lucky Charms for the sugar high. Never had Lucky Charms, I've got to admit. I kind of like the look of them with the little marshmallow pieces. They're really cute, but yeah, I don't think I'd be a big fan of them. Let me say hello to Squeaker Mouse. Hello, sweetheart. She says, howdy, y'all. Back to work. Stay safe and hugs to all. Have a fantastic day, honey. Have a great one. Let's see who else we have got. Let me scroll back up because you guys are crazy today. It is so good to see everybody. I think I've got everybody so far. Okay, so the other thing that I wanted to share, because I really love this site, let me bring up one of the other ones. I think what we will go for is the random facts. That was a pretty good one. So let me bring that one up. But before we do, let me say again, thank you to Daniel, who sends us a super chat. Let me scroll back up and grab that. Colin says, the biggest problem with going to London is that you have to go to London. I like London, but in small doses, I've got to admit. Daniel, thank you so much, honey. He says the only time I ever had pseudo Brit food was a shepherd's pie in Boston, and it was so bland. I want to be impressed one day. If we ever meet, I will make you a shepherd's pie that you will like much better. Shepherd's pie can be extremely bland, but there are ways of, kind of spicing it up a bit and making it a lot more interesting and a lot tastier. But yeah, I think that's kind of designed just to kind of fill you up. But I like it. I like shepherd's pie, I've got to admit. Run Zero, he says, wait, what are you saying about London? I like London. I just don't get to go there very often. But I think it's time that I took a trip back down and kind of hung out, because it is a fantastic place. Oh my gosh. Let's see. So this one, which should I pull up? I pulled up the random facts. So this is pretty cool as well. So we'll go through a few of these, I think, as well. So this one, the first one that came up, there is a part of Yellowstone National Park where a person could theoretically get away with murder due to a loophole. Some of these I'm going to have to check, uh, because I would be very curious as to what that loophole actually is. But Yellowstone is one of those places that I would love to visit. It's on my bucket list for sure. So, but I promise I won't be, offing anybody whilst there. I just want to go and see the place and explore and take photographs. Let's see what else they've got for me. There's a real musical piece named 4 foot 33 inch that involves all of the musicians just silently holding their instruments. I don't know what to say about that one. If nobody plays a note, is it really music? I think you could argue that's not really the case. That's just waiting around for the music to start. at least for me. Let's see. 1 out of every 200 men is a direct descendant from Genghis Khan. And there you go, gentlemen. There's your bragging rights for today. Anyone who wants to claim that can. So 1 in 200 of you is a direct relation to Genghis Khan. That's pretty damn cool. Renzira says, must be one of those modern art thingies. Astasia, great to see you. The hills are alive with the sound of silence. Manowar 665. Personally, I prefer when the musicians tune up. Some call it jazz. I love jazz. Jazz is awesome. Oh my god, you guys are great. Let's see. Brandon says, Yellowstone is in my neck of the woods, only 2 hours from here. Oh, that's so cool. I would love to be that close to such a fantastic place. Daniel says they've reintroduced wolves into Yellowstone. That is cool. I think probably about 20 years ago, they were considering reintroducing wolves back here into the UK. I think that they realised it would probably be a really bad idea to bring back a predator into such a heavily populated country. But I think they wanted to bring them back into the Scottish Highlands, if I remember correctly. We've had other species brought back. Beavers have been brought back into the UK. I think it's a species of crane was also brought back. So it's kind of great that they would, but I can't see wolves being reintroduced here again. Wolves, bears, anything like that would be a very bad idea. Over here at least. Good morning to that 70s rock fan. Great to see you. Hello, I know you've got a show later on today. Looking forward to listening to. Let's see who else. Blair de Blair. It says, have to leave. Have a great stream, Purple Valkyrie. You too. Have a fantastic day, sweetheart. Have a wonderful Monday. Let's see. Stephen Viking says, depending on how they play, maybe being silent is the better option. I'd still say that it's just kind of standing around holding the instruments, getting ready to play, but I'm no musician, so what do I know? Salty Texas said, we need more fierce predators in high population areas. Hot take. We had a great video released yesterday where Salty and I were talking about them bringing back, or at least the idea of them bringing back extinct species, and the one that we were talking about were mammoths. I I'm a little bit torn. As much as I would love to see mammoths, and I think, you know, they would be fantastic to see roaming around. I think it would be a terrible idea to bring back an extinct species. Let me say a huge thank you to MB Geek Let's Talk. He sent us a $10 super chat. Thank you so much. He says, Madam Geek jokes about the fight the Americans and Brits had on cookies versus biscuits when she was in Afghanistan. Also, the Brit Army starts meetings with the weather. Would help if we knew Celsius. Yeah, that does kind of fall down. And as you know, British people, we love to talk about the weather. Usually, we can kind of flip back and forth between Celsius and Fahrenheit. But it's the same with measurements as well. You know, we're talking metric or imperial, just to confuse things. And if you want to make it even more confusing, if you look on jars and packages in the UK, you'll have both listed side by side usually. Thank you, MB Geek, much appreciated. Let me just scroll up and make sure I'm not missing anybody, because you guys are crazy this morning. It's so good to see you all. Oops, and let me grab that one by Leia Rose. I saw something about a T-Rex. There it is. She said, I would rather see a big T-Rex running down South Shore Drive in Chicago, Illinois. I like the idea of dinosaurs, but yeah, we've had several films now as to tell us why bringing back dinosaurs is a terrible idea. But yeah, secretly, I do kind of like the idea of seeing them. And let me say a very good morning to Brightest Day. It is so good to see you. Good morning. Let's see who else. I see that shouldn't be. Great to see you. Andy Masterson says, off to work. Have a great day. You have a great day too. Hope you have a really nice Monday. That shouldn't be says, imagine T-Rexes on guard duty. No one would break in anywhere. I just really like a Triceratops. I just love the idea of riding a Triceratops, were that possible. They were always my favourite dinosaur. We've also got a membership milestone which I missed, so my apologies to both Brandon and Manowar665. Let me just quickly read that one out. So Manowar665, neighbour of the beast, has been with us for 13 months. Thank you. He says, just picked up Barnes & Noble in the house hardcover illustrated versions of Dante's Inferno and Norse mythology. Nice looking books for $10 a piece. That is cool. I've seen the Barnes & Noble versions, and they have really, really beautiful covers. Fantastic looking books, and gotta admit, I'm a little bit jealous that you picked them up for $10 each. That is really cool. So thank you so much for that. Let me say good morning to Punkwaddle. Great to see you. It says off to work, thought I'd stop in. Well, it is so good to see you. I hope you have a fantastic day. Let's see who else we've got. Renzira says Dante's Divine Comedy is fantastic. It is. I have a copy of it on the shelf behind me. I've got an illustrated copy down below as well. Really, really good to see. Eponymy's minion, drive safely, sweetheart. Give Papa a hug. Really loving the videos as always. Let me jump back to the random facts. Let's see what else we've got. Perfect. Earth used to be purple. I don't know what else to say to that, but cheers. I don't know whether they're referring to the Earth itself, or whether they're referring to the ocean, or whether it's just wishful thinking on my part. That's my favourite useless facts of the morning. I love that. But again, one I'm probably going to have to check to find out the meaning behind. So- Somebody says there's no living with perfect Valkyrie now. I'm gonna put that in my bio. Uh, Comic relief lies. It was not a grape. Um, Jim the Viking. I call a fact check. Earth being purple. Yes. I think we are gonna have to check that one, guys. But it's a nice thought. Let me let me put this down. TZ Button, great to see you. Says I love useless facts. Me too. I love stupid facts as well. Leaky, good question. Who is fact checking these facts? Absolutely. Let's see what else they can randomly give us. See, this one is true actually. The national animal of Scotland is a unicorn. It is indeed. You can see it on their coat of arms. As obviously is the lion. So that's kind of cool. Incidentally, they are the only country that has a mythical or obviously not real animal for their national animal. But it is kind of cool. I would have liked to have had I'd liked a dragon. That would have been cool. But yeah, England has the lion. Australia exports camels to the Middle East. This one I did know because of obviously the environment. It's a fantastic place for them to breed. So yes, Australia does indeed export camels. What else have we got? There are some spiders that keep tiny frogs as pets to stop pests that try to eat the spiders' eggs. And this I've seen as well. So you'll get some of the spiders that kind of live in burrows or that kind of have low-lying webbing or webs. And they keep these teeny tiny frogs around to eat anything that might harm the eggs that the spider lays. So that's kind of cool. Bubbles are the #1 cause of damage to ships' propellers. Gonna have to fact check that one because those are some hefty bubbles. If that's the case, I would have thought it would be rocks or coral reefs or anything other than bubbles. But I suppose perhaps it's to do with the oxygen causing rust. Maybe that's where they're coming from with that. But that's a very strangely worded fact, if it isn't true. Let's see. In space, you don't need welding materials to get two metals to fuse. They will do it on their own if you place them close enough together. Interesting. Don't know whether I'd want to actually try that out, but that is kind of cool, I guess. Camels originated in North America. This one, I guess, is a little bit of a misnomer as well, because I would imagine that this is when Earth was one giant continent before it kind of split apart. And I would imagine they're talking about the ancestors of camels, not camels that we have today. Let's see. Mark Twain was born on the same day Halley's Comet flew by the Earth. He said, I came in with Halley's Comet in 1835. It's coming again next year, and I expect to go out with it. Halley's Comet appeared on April 21st, 1910, which is the day Mark Twain died. That one I did know. Zebert Martin says, I thought Bubbles was the name of an exotic dancer. Quite possibly. Monkey Jeebus, good to see you. He says there are camels in the La Brea tar pit. Okay, that is kind of cool. Jim the Viking says duct tape works in space. True facts. MB Geeks asks, Purple Valkyrie, is it possible gingers are the descendants of ancient phoenix of old? Possibly. As far as I know, redheads are kind of like a genetic anomaly, if I remember correctly. uh, that 70s rock fan. So going back to the propellers, he said it's a pressure change thing, I'm guessing. That's pretty cool. Salty Texas is Bubbles code for big ass sea monsters? Quite possibly. That might be one for us to talk about. Archie Conning with the facts, he says, heroically, the 3 lions on the English flag are actually leopards. Yes, they are. Yes. Everyone calls them lions, but they are technically leopards. Absolutely. And thank you. Comic Relief Crusader says, true, the hottest genetic quirk on Earth. And as Deja says, red hair, I believe, is a dominant gene. I think so, but I think isn't it that you need 2 sets of the dominant gene for it to continue, if I remember correctly? I was never very good at that. Let's see what else we've got. This one I did know as well, because I've actually seen quite a few videos people have done about it, and it's much worse than it actually sounds. So in 1919, a wave of molasses rushed through the streets of Boston, killing 21 people and injuring 150 more. Yeah, this was actually a terrible accident that happened. It was almost like a kind of water tower that was full of molasses that they didn't bother to check, and the heat, it just kept getting hotter and hotter, and molasses expands, so eventually it just burst out, and you had this wave, this tidal wave of molasses kind of go down the street, and it caught people completely unaware, and once people were stuck in it, they couldn't get out because it solidified, and it wasn't just people, it was horses, it was dogs, it was just a absolutely terrible accident that happened. Apparently the Boston, it can still be smelt on the wind sometimes, people say, the smell of molasses. So very bizarre but very terrible accident. Let's see what else. Lemurs use millipedes as an insect repellent and to get high. I'm guessing that's kind of like the way dolphins use pufferfish as well, to get high. Let's see. We've already done that one. And let's see, people living in the southern hemisphere seeing the moon upside down compared to people living in the northern hemisphere. Oh, yeah, that's just common sense. Back to Earth being purple. Let's see, in a room with just 23 people, there is a 50-50 chance that at least 2 people have the same birthday. Interesting. I don't know anybody that has the same birthday. I know a lot of people with birthdays within a couple of days of one another, but I don't know anybody within this kind of community that share a birthday, at least off the top of my head. Let's see, during World War II, the US created a bomb that used live bats. I feel sorry for the bats. I think that's probably the best way to to cover that one. We've done the Yellowstone, done that one. Let's see, military grade is a marketing ploy. In the actual military grade is defined as meeting the bare minimum requirements of durability whilst also costing the least. Brandon says bat bomb, absolutely. Renzero says 50-50 of sharing the same day as a birthday. That's what it was saying. Salty Texas says, I've met 3 other Corys with the same birthday as me. So weird. Let's see. As Deja, thank you. He says, blonde hair is recessive as well. Dark hair is dominance. Thank you. Yeah, I was never very good when it comes to kind of genetics and things like that, I've got to admit. Moons of Madness. If you're standing at the South Pole and you look at your feet, you're looking up. MB Geek says 20 years of being in the military. Tell me something I did not know. Punkwater says, I know a few people with my birthday, not anyone with my name though. That's kind of cool. I know a few people, like say, with birthdays kind of like a couple of days before or a couple of days after, but I don't know anyone on the exact same day as my birthday. But that would be pretty cool if we did. Let's see what else we've got. We'll do a couple more, and then there is one more as well that's kind of random questions, which could be hit or miss. 90% of the world's population lives in the Northern Hemisphere. Not too surprised with that one. A dog named Duke was the mayor of Cormorant, Minnesota, for 4 consecutive terms before retiring at 91 in dog years. Oh, that's so cute. I bet he was a really good mayor. That's awesome. Maine is the closest state to Africa. Kind of cool. Let's have a look. When a person gets a kidney transplant, they usually just leave the original kidneys in the body and put the 3rd kidney in the lower abdomen. Why wouldn't you remove it if it's got to be replaced anyway? I don't understand why you would leave it in. Surely that's just taking up extra room. And I will probably leave on this one for the random, maybe facts, maybe not. There are more trees on Earth than stars in the Milky Way galaxy. I've heard that said before, so that one I do actually believe. I think that one is true. Let me stop that one and come back to you guys. Let me say good afternoon to Dalek 451. Great to see you. Hello there. Let's see what else you guys are saying. Our Necron said, I worked in a small department store once with 7 people. 3 of us had the same birthday. That's kind of cool. That would be weird. Manaman Nephron, great to see you. It says my daughter was born on my birthday. Oh, that's cool. See, that would be great to share a birthday with one of your kids. I think that's really special. Jim the Viking says military grade equals most bang for the buck. Let me say again a big thank you to Daniel. He sends us another $5 super chat. Thank you. He says there is a myth about the marula fruit from Africa getting animals drunk, but they make a delicious drink called amarula, which will get people drunk. I've tried it. Wasn't my favorite, but I have tried that drink. Let's see what else we can do. I've got one more. How are we doing for time? We've got about 5-10 minutes. So let me pull up one more that we can go through. So I was going to do. There we go. We'll do this one. So another one that they've got is random questions, which is kind of cool. So the one that came up first was, when was the last memorable sunrise you witnessed? Probably when I was in Iceland. So I had to get up very early to travel as we were heading back towards the airport. The sun was shining. Thankfully it had stopped snowing, but there was just really beautiful sunrise, and it looked really, really gorgeous on the ocean and kind of on the snow as well. So that is probably the nearest or most recent memorable sunrise that I've seen. Let's have a look. What memory have you been thinking about a lot lately? I wouldn't say it was a memory that I've been thinking of, but more kind of thinking towards the future, kind of making plans, things that I want to do. I've been thinking a lot about the channel, obviously, and mainly kind of what I want from the future, especially this year moving forward. I like to plan ahead. I'm just one of those kind of people that like to have always something kind of in the background that I can work on. I don't like to be bored. So that's generally what I've been thinking about recently. Let's see. What's something that you never seem to get tired of doing? Oh, that's easy. Traveling. I have always loved to travel. Love to go new places, meet new people, try new things, try different dishes. I love to kind of visit as many different places in the world as I possibly can, and fortunately I've been very lucky over the years to go to some incredible places, and fingers crossed, if I'm still lucky, I will get to do it many more times in the future. So that, for me, is what I never get tired of doing. Let me jump back and see what you guys are saying. Jaden Hamilton says, reading books is something I will never get tired of. Alan Lecron says, playing music. Yeah, there's nothing like a great piece of music, whether it's your favorite song or something that really kind of connects with you, that can lift your spirits easily. Let's see. D-Bud Martin says, the sun hits me in the face every morning now at this time of year, so I have to get up early. Same. The way that my bedroom faces, it faces the rising sun, so as soon as that comes up, even with the curtains drawn, it's time to get up, because it's pretty much there's no way you can sleep through it. Let's see what else you guys are saying. Dalek says, shame I only just got here. Well, we're gonna go for a little bit longer, but it is great to see you, sweetheart. Actually, Colin has got a answer for me, so thank you. He says, purple, look up purple Earth hypothesis. Early plants were retinal based rather than chlorophyll based. Okay. So we did actually have a purple Earth. Thank you. I will check that out. Much appreciated, Colin. Thank you. Let's see. Renzira says, any sunrise I've witnessed was usually when I was drunk coming out of a club. Well, some of those are the best. At least you don't have to walk home in the dark. I've done that a few times, especially when I've been kind of out and about. Places like Edinburgh are fantastic for getting out of a pub or a club in the early hours and the sun's starting to rise and you can stagger back to the hotel. Let's see what else you guys are saying. Oh, Jim, thank you, sweetheart. He says, never get tired of easy purple live streams. Well, thank you. I hope I will always make you guys happy, because getting to hang out with you makes me happy. It's something that I will never get tired of, getting to be lucky enough to do these streams. Dalek 451, well said. He says, something I never get tired of, live streams with all of you good people. Absolutely. And I know we've said it before in the past, but we have some amazing channels within this community. People are working so hard at the moment, and I'm really proud of everybody. Let's see. Let me say a very good morning to Mackney Draws. He says, good morning, Purple. Good morning, sweetheart. Great to see you. Another channel that is working incredibly hard, and he's so very close to 1K. So congratulations, love. Really proud of you. Let's see what else we've got. So we did the random, something you never get tired of. What do you wish they would teach at school that they don't? For me, that would be money management, something that they just don't teach you. You know, they don't teach you how to manage money properly, how to be responsible with money, how really to get the most out of your money, so you don't either waste it or get ripped off, or how you can kind of plan for your future and be financially stable. I think that would be a big help to a lot of people, because I know a lot of people, especially very early on in their lives, kind of struggle to kind of balance when they start working, as especially when you start paying the bills, when you have your own place, either rent or mortgage. It can be quite easy to get kind of overwhelmed with all these bills. So yeah, for me, it would be proper money management would be a great subject to teach, even if it was like a extracurricular sort of thing. I think that would help a lot of people get a good start. TZ Burton says that's a good thing for teenagers to learn. Absolutely. It's something that I kind of had to learn, not the hard way, because I've always been very careful with money, but it's definitely very easy to get in over your head with that. Nearsighted Cyclops says if they taught money management in school, no one would take out a student loan. Very true. Absolutely. I think nobody would take out a loan, full stop. Jin the Viking. Purple just went to the moon with financial advice. So many people don't know this. Apparently less than 85% of UK people have £100 savings in their bank account. That is very scary. That is scary, and it's also really sad. It's a bad reflection on society. Not because people aren't working very hard, but because it is difficult to save, especially at the moment. So guys, please be careful with your money. I won't say don't spend it on stuff that you love, but just be a little bit more frugal. I think would be the best way to do it. But yeah, it's always good to treat yourself now and again as well. Let's see what else they've got for us. What piece of art has had a large impact on you? That's a weird one. I'm not very good when it comes to art. I like art for art's sake, but I prefer to see people making art rather than, something going to see like the Mona Lisa, for example, which a lot of people have seen and have found very moving. I prefer to see people create rather than the finished products, because I love to see, people either, working through something or just bringing something in their imagination to life, whether it be through music, through drawing, painting, sculpting, pretty much anything that kind of you can envision and then manifest. That's what has the biggest impact. Not so much the end result, but the creation of it. Let's see what else. This is a really good one to end on. What would be the best and worst part of being a cat in your opinion? Best part, you're a cat. I think would pretty much cover it. Cats seem to have it all figured out. Cats are fantastic. I love cats. I've had cats in the past. The worst part, I don't know if there is a downside to being a cat. Like I say, they seem to have a pretty awesome existence. Deeper Martin says purple is forgetting the art of Jack Kirby. Very good point. Absolutely. Salty Texas, that's a good one. Hairballs. Yes, anybody who has a cat and has either heard them making that hacking noise or had the unenviable experience of accidentally stepping on a hairball know exactly what that's like. Moons of Madness says best part, sleeps all day. Worst part, sleep all day and get nothing done. Best part from Renzero, 9 lives. Worst part, nothing. Absolutely. And Jin the Viking says cats have been dominating this planet since before Egyptians. Absolutely. And I'm pretty sure that they will remain to do so, probably long after we're gone. I think it was a quote from one of the books that Terry Pratchett did, said cats always seem to be just passing through our dimension onto somewhere much more interesting. That's the kind of air that they give whenever you see them, and I'd be inclined to agree. And Manu Manefran says the best art are book covers, whether that's drawing or ornate. That I agree with. I love a good book cover. I know you should never judge a book by its cover, but it's definitely something that draws me in. If there is something, either the title or artwork or anything on a book. Comic Relief Crusader says cats are a scourge. They are the most arrogant animals on the planet. Leaky says best parts, cats always land on their feet. They do. And people have done weirdly enough experiments to see that this is actually true, and they do. Cats have kind of like a balance in their brain that makes them flip over automatically, so they always land on their feet. Daniel says Purple should do a long form Cats, the movie review. No, but thank you. I saw the trailer and it had oh god, what was his name? James Corden in, and I noped out. So that's one film that I will never ever see. And Brandon says, I love my doggy, but I draw cats, the little shits. Yeah, I love cats as well. Cats are pretty awesome. I love my dog. He's lying by my side as he always does, but cats are awesome as well. So guys, thank you for bearing with me today on what was turned out to be a very silly but hopefully a positive and fun start to Monday. Absolutely had a blast just getting to hang out and talk with you. I love, you know, talking pop culture as well, but sometimes I think it's good to just take a break and do something silly and talk about, you know, facts that might not be facts, and you know, breakfast food and all those good subjects that we don't talk about enough. So thank you guys, I really appreciate it. I know we've got a heck of a lot going on today, so in about an hour I will be joining Salty Texas Sea. I think Zax will be there, MVP will be there as well, and we've also got special guest as Heel versus Babyface over on Salty Texas channel. We're going to have a fantastic chat, so please guys, if you would join us over there, we'll be really really grateful. I know there's a lot of people streaming tonight, as I said. That 70s Rock fan is streaming. I believe Max is as well. I know people like Brandon will be having videos out throughout the week as well. And we're going to have a busy week here on Rise and Shine too. Last week was a little bit slower, but this week we're kicking it back into gear. So we've got we've got 2 shows coming up on Wednesday. We've got the morning show, and then Dark and Disturbing is going to be back for the month, so we'll be talking true crime Wednesday evening. We'll be back on Friday, and fingers crossed I've also got a brand new series starting this week as well, so I will keep you posted on that, guys. But before we say goodbye and I let you guys get on with your Monday, let me say a massive thank you to everybody who joined today. You guys are brilliant. Love the comments. Some of them I couldn't even get to, but you guys were fantastic. A huge thank you to everybody who sent super chats and member chats. Really appreciate it. You guys are the best. So let me say, have a wonderful rest of your day. Have a fantastic Monday, and we will see each other again very, very soon. Thank you, guys.